Yeah, it is indeed so that we have advertised our tax system as being very beneficial and supporting startups and so on. But to look closer, and if the clients ask what are the tax incentives or specific incentives for IT companies and then tech companies, then usually I have to announce the sad news that we don't have much specific incentives for these companies. So we have this very simple deferred corporate income tax system. Salary taxes are maybe not the best ones in the Europe, being 20 plus 35% altogether. We have some flexibility in technology, access to e-services. We have rather affordable living. We have a good community, which, for example, organized this Fight the Corona Crisis hackathon, very interesting event, and so on and so forth. So these are the benefits you can find from the internet as well, if you try to find out why Estonia is good for startup business and so on. But still we have several unicorns. Estonia has ranked still or yet #1 in this International Tax Foundation Tax Competitiveness Index ranking. So Latvia is on the 3rd and Lithuania is on the 4th position. So Baltics have taken the lead there. So eventually there must be something good in tax system which supports the startup and tech companies as well. So to look at in more detail, so can you please go to the next slide? The main driver why startup companies feel so sort of take it easy and feel safe in Estonia in terms of taxes, our general deferred corporate income tax system, which basically says that as long as the company does not distribute profit, it does not have to pay any corporate income tax. So if startup eventually makes some profit, it does not have to pay any income tax on that. So this is what happened during Corona crisis, where investors started kind of demand that even startup companies has to become profitable eventually. And when reinvesting the profits earned, again, no tax has to be paid on reinvestments. Only if you one day start to take out the profits, then we have this flat 20% corporate income tax. And actually, this is the final tax, so we don't have any withholding tax on either domestic or foreign investors on top of that. We have 14% reduced corporate income tax available. This is again for all the companies, but it requires sort of periodical distribution of profits. And well, I guess this is something startup companies do not do. Maybe tech companies do that. And basically the 14% is final tax if it is not reaching the hands of natural persons or basically goes abroad. So it is eventually something foreign investors would like to look into more detail. What is the sort of side effect of this general deferred corporate income tax system is that I have seen that many modern crypto assets and crypto cash and similar companies can go crazy with their developments, meaning that we do not have, at least from tax point of view, any issues or topics which relate to booking or receiving or selling different kinds of tokens. So if company receives emits tokens and sell those to different persons, either to get money or to make marketing, then income received from that, it's not subject to tax in any case. So VAT is a bit trickier part, but at least when talking about corporate income tax, this is the positive side of that. And where I have seen this a lot is in different startups which try to build ecosystems. So they have sort of one sector in which they try to put together different types of services. So for instance, I don't know, road transport sector, you make an ecosystem where you put together factoring services for truck companies, different leasing services, cash flow management, document management. We have now this CMR project in Europe, so paperless transport and so on and so forth. So if you sort of try to put the token into this system and sell it to get money, and afterwards the ecosystem members use these assets, then our easy, simple corporate income tax system enables to prevent at least corporate income tax issues with such tokens. Obviously, there may be booking and accounting topics which are relevant, but that's another topic, and again, not a major issue. So when going to the next slide, then maybe not very tax-specific benefit we have Estonian Id Card, which enables to make transactions really easy, to put basically Estonian digital signature on documents, to access commercial registers and so on and so forth. Even some cases it is possible to make transactions with this ID card, which otherwise should be done notarized. So in that sense, this is I think one of the major factors why we are attractive for foreign investors. But obviously we have this e-residency program, and it attracts also people who are maybe not with so good intentions as well. As it is in Israel, I understand we have also the same benefit of paying salary in dreams, so share options and similar incentives for employees. The general rule here in Estonia is that if the employee is granted share options, it's not taxable. In principle, it may be sort of treated as a fringe benefit and taxed as a salary, but in Estonia it is not. And if the exercise of these share options or transfer of shares to the employee, or making RSUs to normal stock units takes place after 3 years from the grant, it is fully tax exempt, and only if employee sells the shares in the future, 20% capital gain tax is due, as long as this employee is still tax resident in Estonia and not in some other very nice warm jurisdiction. And when we talk about M&A deals and so on, so cash out of share options has made also quite easy, and no formalities are required in many cases, but still we have this nice 3 years rule we must follow. So for employers, it enables to sort of justify why not to transfer the shares to employee earlier than 3 years. So there's sort of golden bars for the employee. And yeah, to summarize, for foreign investors, why Estonia is good, basically, from tax point of view, is it is cheap. We don't want foreign investors to pay much taxes, either from dividends or from loan interest received, in many cases also from royalties, if we have specific tax treaties at place. Estonian tax authorities are rather chill with transfer pricing topics, so no major issue here. And as in Israel, capital gain from a sale or exit from the startup company, which in most cases is not a real estate company, it's again not taxed. And for Estonians, I guess the simple corporate income tax system, which requires really small efforts and is not a cost at the early stages, is what sort of incentivizes to come up with different ideas and group and form a company. So my 10 minutes is over, I think. So thank you for listening, and I hope you got at least some idea out of that.